on the porch. He was on the porch. And then I brought him out when we were eating because he was a good boy. But then I put him outside. Well, then he came in here because I took his collar off. I was like, then you can't make noise. But he's too destructive with his tail.
Oh. Yep, it's a big feather tail.
But he is such a good dog, though. Like, honestly.
Right. Part 2. Not part 2. Part 2 for this live stream.
I'm going to drink this beer that you didn't want.
Do it.
No, it's all fizzy.
No, it's done
it's
fizzing.
fine now.
I can't believe no one's ever done that for you. You never been to a frat party or anything?
I've been to frat
Have
parties.
you?
Yeah, I used to go to parties all the time. That was a common thing. We used to do that all the time.
I mean, I've seen it done before, but no, I've never.
It's a dick
done
move,
it.
obviously. I mean, look, it was wasted a beer and then a shot in my eye, which is probably great for camera, but it legit hurt a lot.
I'm sorry you got hurt. Can you see?
I don't
okay?
have workers' compensation for us for this podcast, so like, hopefully you're okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it did touch the fucking.
You're fine. You're
shit.
fine.
I can still feel it, but
I'm glad there's something in my stomach for the alcohol to kind of soak up.
We needed that.
I don't think I'm gonna touch this, but if I do, it's half full, so it's not as bad.
we got the shot. Let's take it. Let's get it on. We get this done. Get this story. We don't have to do surprise to.
You asked for a shot. I brought the best one that we had. Although I almost bought one yesterday, but I was on the clock, so I couldn't buy it. So.
On the clock.
Cheers.
I was hoping you didn't fill it all the way up. But you
No,
did.
it's to the rim.
Rim job.
Ooh.
It was a good choice. Actually,
you.
It was a really good choice.
Thank you. It is a butter shots. Shot.
Butter shots.
That's what it says.
Butterscotch.
No, it says butter shots.
All right, that was a good shot to wake up. We were way behind, guys.
I mean, I was not way behind, but if you want to believe that, you can.
Way behind. That's tells, folks, which means there's going to be a loss of a human life and not just my own.
Per
Per
the killer.
What?
That's what the killer said.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that's such a freaky photo.
All right, let's kind of barrel through this shit. I'm going to play a video of the supermarket. So he took a video of the supermarket before he shot it up.
That's not okay. I'm not okay with this whole story.
We literally just started it.
Go on.
So as this is playing, this is him walking through the supermarket. Just to give you guys an idea of the supermarket, probably looks like every other supermarket, but notice a few things when you watch this video, the exits.
Well, he did just look at the
Yeah, he looked at the
ceiling
camera.
with the camera.
Now, the thing about this, and we'll talk about the murder later and everything else, but he's working the night shift, so this did happen early in the morning. There was
Did
only
he work at a
works-
supermarket?
Yeah, he's an employee there.
Oh.
Yeah, he
I didn't
just go
realize
to a
that.
random supermarket.
Okay.
In fact, his dad worked there, and his dad got him the job.
Like Eric in Red Foreman in that 70s show.
Yeah, which freaking Black Swan, what's her name?
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis does a sexy ass fucking licking
Okay,
on poon.
okay, just calm yourself down there, buddy.
Poon licking, wet dreams.
But
All right.
also the guy that played Hyde is being accused of sexual assault. So
What? Right now?
yeah, he's a Scientologist and he's been accused of sexual assault.
He's a Scientologist?
Mhm.
And what has he been in other than that 70s show?
A couple of like indie films, but I couldn't tell you the name of them.
Which one's a brother?
Danny Masterson.
God.
Why is he filming all of the aisles?
Well, he's trying to get a good... He's trying to show people the outline of it, and he's going to plan stuff.
So he's showing that like there are very minimal people when he's taking his life. Is this the video of the night that he took his life?
No, this isn't the night. This is before. And he's been planning this for months, and we're about to go into. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the murder first, and then we're going to get into his background, and we're going to kind of go through it. We drank a little too much, and we're just trying to get through this. But it's a really interesting story. I'll put all these videos on talkmurder.com. The murder actually happened early hour mornings, June 8th, 2017. This is the Weiss Markets supermarket.
That looks like it was a deli prep center.
So down here in South Carolina, we don't have Weiss. Y'all have that up there in Massachusetts?
Weiss? No.
Yeah, WEIS markets. So down here we got Harris Teeter, Piggly Wiggly,
Kroger,
Publix, Kroger.
Food Lion.
Well, Kroger's actually the umbrella company for all of the other ones.
Kroger owns, I believe, Food Lion and Harris Teeter.
Which I think Food Lion has went out of business.
No, they actually just opened a few new stores.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Bilo went out of business.
Oh, Bilo.
And there were a few Food Lions that opened up in the Bilo markets. Also, Lowe's Foods, which is owned by Lowe's Home Improvement.
Is it? I knew it was.
Oh, I didn't know it was.
I knew it was.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they couldn't use that name. It's that name's too big to use it.
Lowe's Food and Lowe's Home Improvement are owned by the same.
Which makes sense because they're right by each other here, almost.
Are they?
Are they?
I mean, not really, but
Yeah. I know, but they can't use that same. I don't know.
I didn't know that though.
All right. So the murder happened early hour morning. We're going to go through the whole timeline. Don't worry about it. June 8th, 2017, Weiss Market Supermarket.
Look at that cardboard baler.
If you're looking at the exits right there.
Produce department.
So he's
Those
definitely
are receiving doors.
He's definitely viewing all the potential exits, the potential escape plans, which is one of the reasons he's filming this, because he is going to end up barricading all of the exits with wooden pallets, including doors like that.
What?
The alarm doors, stuff like that. He uses his car to actually push up against one of the exits, one of the bigger doors, so no one can get out. Now, he knows there's only 5 people working there that night, including himself. And he has a plan. He knows who he's going to kill way before he does it. He knows exactly how it's going to go down. He knows there's only going to be 5 people in the store because he works a night shift. So this is, he gets in at 12 a.m., so midnight. And works
it's like a 24-hour store.
No, it's not a 24-hour store.
No, but they have an overnight crew.
They have an overnight crew,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, very good.
This is, this is kind of similar to the company that I work for. I mean, not the layout of the store, but I'm like looking at his filming. That looks like a receiving office. You have all the inventory stuck up.
My favorite.
I know you're looking at
Pallets and
Cheez-Its,
boxes. I do love an extra toasty Cheez-It. That is my
There's
favorite.
a shit ton of cheese back there.
But, it's not hard, especially, you have the produce
There's
department
more
where you
Cheez-Its.
where you can load up. That's a cooler right there.
So that
then you have the
doesn't
doors into maybe another cooler or the sales floor. You have a pallet jack right there. So there's plenty of things that he can use to kind of block off the exits. You can use a pallet. You could just get a pallet jack and pull it in front of an emergency door, or you have an electric
jump
pallet
over
jack.
there, right?
Look at that. That's it. This is into the meat department, and onto the sales floor. And he is filming. Look, you got the chips pallet there, and water. I don't know what he's doing except for documenting the whole sales floor.
All right, yeah, very good. I wouldn't know how this set up. I don't go into these markets at all. Scary as
I
shit.
think he's just kind of going into detail which aisle holds which product at this point, because he's just kind of walking the outline of the store.
All right.
He wouldn't get back into the back on those double doors. Look, he's walking up this aisle with the freezers and showing like the different displays that they have. There's some kerosene and some Easy Light stuff, like some Kingsford.
All right, Jen, we gotta get on. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but he walks through this for like 20 minutes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We gotta. All right. So I wasn't trying to be mean. Was that
No,
mean?
no, you weren't
Okay.
mean. I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
to, to
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, he just walks through the whole fucking store for like 20 minutes. But he works. So Randy Stair, at the time of his death and the murder, he was 24 years old. He was a night shift worker. So this isn't a 24-hour store. The store actually closes at 11 p.m. Then the night crew comes in, I guess, to stock gin, right? They stock gin?
Correct.
Or stock gin. They stock the gins that come in.
Yeah, there are a lot of gens that come in, and we have stalkers.
How big is this store compared to BJ's?
This is an
It's
average
small,
size.
right?
Well, I mean, it depends on which. Like, I mean, we have different sized markets depending on where you are. This is smaller than the club that I have because we do have a wholesale club, but it looks like a normal sized grocery store.
The weird thing about this case is, I mean, he's been working with these same people for a long time. I don't know for a fact, but if you're working the night shift with 4 other people, I'm pretty sure all you guys are friendly with each other, right? You're not going in there and it's all tension and shit. I mean, you're there. There's only 4 other people. The one person that survived actually was listening to her iPod,
It
doing her
kind
thing.
of depends, honestly. On
I feel like
for the staffing for a store that's my size, you need more than 4 people. But there's different area. We call them zones. So there's like zone 1, which is electronics, snacks, food, chemicals, and cleaning products. And there's zone 2, which is seasonal. Then there's zone 3, which is non-perishables, dairy, milk, all these things. So you have, I mean, for a store that I work my size, you need more than 4 people. But it's not as large as the crew that works during the day, obviously, because during the day you have people that need to fulfill the needs of the customers. Like, so for, grocery stores, they'll probably have a deli and a meat department and people that need to consistently stock during the day, like the milk, the eggs, regular stuff that you would need to fill out. And the night crew kind of, at least in the store that I work at, they clear out empty pallets, they restock stuff, they pull things out of the steel with a forklift, things that are not on the floor. So you may have in a store that's my size of the store that I work, you may have more than 4 people. And that's not to say that you're not going to have workplace tensions, but it may be
Like limit how much you interact with people.
correct, because you have specific jobs, especially if it's in a time where payroll is tight, which also plays a factor in the amount of staffing that you can have. Retail is kind of its own monster. It's not just, all right, you need X amount of people that can work these amount of hours, because you have unexpected holes in what you're doing. So you're expecting like 12 staff, but hey, maybe 4 of them call out. So you need to kind of cover the place. It's like a big puzzle when it comes to retail. So, and maybe there were 4 people that night. Maybe there were supposed to be 8 people that night. You just don't know. It depends on who shows up and what they're supposed to be doing.
So a little bit about the murder real quick. We're going to go into the background. Then I'm going to go into the actual going in there, shooting, and the autopsy of Randy Stair at the end. But in a nutshell, he walks in the store at, let me see the exact time so I can tell you guys right. 1 second. And I'll revisit this later, but CCTV camera catches him walking in the store for his 11 p.m. shift. So right when the store closes at 11 p.m., he is expected to arrive there. He arrives 10 minutes early. He starts his normal duties, stocking. He was a stalker, stuff like that. And then during his normal duties, he's also blocking the exits with pallets and then he also blocks one of the exits with his car, stuff like that. At 12:41, he re-enters the store after he walks out, goes to his car, blocks the exit, comes back in the store at 12:41 with a duffel bag containing 2 shotguns, and he shoots the store. And he shoots. Let me see how many rounds exactly. 1 second. Can't see this. He shoots 59 shots from 2 shotguns, which was quite a lot. He kills 3 people, then he puts the gun in his own mouth and pulls the trigger. He shoots himself at the deli section, and police find him, his head obviously blown off. We don't have any photos of that, nor do we have photos of the crime scene itself.
Wow.
The only crime scene photos you're really going to see is outside of the store, and it's honestly really hard to tell who he shot first, because it's really not available publicly. But there is one witness, someone that was spared, as we're going to get to. She was the 5th person in the store that night, and she was the only survivor. Randy Stair actually walked up behind her after he had already killed, I believe, 2 of the other coworkers, and he stares at her for about 5 minutes. She's stocking shelves. She has her iPod in with her earbuds, and she has no idea that there's a guy with a shotgun standing right behind her. For some reason, he spared her, walked away. And that's the one who called 911. It's very eerie, but
that is eerie.
We're gonna actually see who this guy is. I just wanted to give you an overview of the case. I am gonna go in a little bit about the victims, because they're wide ranging. You have a young mother of Victoria Brong. You have a Navy veteran, Brian Hayes, which was, I believe, 47. I'll get to his exact age. Then you have a 65-year-old, Terry Lee Sterling. So very different ages. I mean, Victoria Brong, I'm pretty sure I'll get to her exact age in my notes, but I believe she was 28 or 29 or something like that. So very wide-ranging.
Which one of those, if any, were the manager on duty?
The manager?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Because typically you would have at least one overnight manager to kind of oversee what the overnight crew is doing. And it's interesting that if there weren't any on hand, if there was someone on hand, they should at least have kind of noticed that if he was stocking pallets in front of emergency exits, even if they didn't catch him putting his car outside of the receiving door, someone probably should have noticed him, blocking emergency exits. Unless he was the manager on duty.
Ooh, good point.
I mean, this is a very small store. I don't know. I mean, this is a very small town. I can't even pronounce the fucking town. Let me see.
You said it was Hair, Heir, for the grocery store. Is that what you said?
The township is the Eaton Township, Eaton, but it's in the city of, and I can't pronounce it. I don't even want to try. It's very hard to pronounce. Where's it at? It's like Tanahayuk or some shit.
Stella. You licking the beer that spilled over.
Tunkhannock. Tunk, T-U-N-K, Hannock. Tunkhannock. Very small town in Pennsylvania. Very small town. But this was the thing about this case is, we see something like this that would happen in like a bowling alley per se, and then it's like, why did they reopen? It actually seemed from the papers I was reading that the town banded together to reopen the store.
Was it like the main grocery store of the town?
Main grocery store, but it was also like family owned type of thing, is part of the community. So it felt like they wanted to not move on, but kind of just get everything back up, you know? So it's not like, they opened up a week later. The whole town, it seemed, banded together to...
Right.
Because, as you'll see, Randy Stair didn't just shoot 3 people in the store. He also caused, and I believe the exact quote is, extensive damage. He fires 59 shots.
Oof.
How many shots does it take to kill a person?
Right.
1, maybe 2.
1, yeah.
Where are the rest of the shots going? He's firing at shelving, at the walls, at the mill. I mean, he's causing a huge amount of damage.
Right.
But the whole town, it seemed like, banded together and worked to open the store back up. So that is how small the town is. Let's just say that. If your town binds together to open up your family grocery store, you in a small town.
Yeah.
This isn't some conglomerate bullshit. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's talk about Randy Stair right quick. So I'm pulling this from several different newspapers, the Times Leader, Republican Herald, all kinds of stuff. I'll put all my sources on talkmurder.com. But I'm going to talk about who he is. We'll get into him right now. The early years of Randy Stair. He preferred to be alone through elementary school. He always knew he was a loner. At the same time, he wanted to be included. He wanted to be friendly with people, but he just could never fit in. He could never find his clique. Quote, I desperately wanted people to like me, but at the same time leave me alone completely. It was something beyond being just an introvert. I felt just lost, end quote.
Right.
Now, all of these quotes I'm going to be saying and Nicole's going to be reading are coming directly from the videos that he left, and they're extensive. A lot of them were on YouTube, as we're going to get through his multiple channels. He had talked about his life growing up, and he himself had said all the stuff that we're going to be talking about tonight. All right. In one video, he talks about losing a friend in the first grade. That was his first traumatic memory. His friend actually moved away. Quote, Matthew was the first friend that I felt I could feel. Matthew was the first friend that I felt I could tell anything to. It was emotional to me, and I really don't understand why, because I barely knew the kid. I just remember hugging him and fighting back tears on his last day at school, end quote. Let me get this off my mind before we go any further. This guy is, in my mind, at least in my opinion, very narcissistic in his thought process.
Yeah.
It's all about him. And even in the videos, which there are extensive videos, he says stuff like, isn't it crazy? A week from now, I won't even be here. I'll be dead. Yet he doesn't mention any of the victims that he already knows he's going to take. He references stuff that makes me think that he is only thinking of himself, type of thing. Does that make sense? A lot of these, I mean, who says this? That a friend that, quote, I barely knew the kid, moves away, and he's fighting back tears, and that is traumatic to him. I can't honestly process that. The kid didn't die. He just moved away, and you didn't even know him. But yet he's trying to make this whole thing about himself and why he's doing this and why he's like this and why he's got to kill these people. That is the whole senses I get with these videos. There's a lot of them. I watched them. Freaking awful to watch. Just droning on and on and on. Anyway. There was one survivor, but I'll get to that later. Let me see. You guys like this? Okay. Let me talk about why Randy Stair did this. And do you guys know this cartoon? Because he was obsessed with this cartoon, which is why he ultimately claims he killed these people. So this is his Twitter page. The cartoon that he fell in love with was Danny Phantom.
Oh, I remember that show.
Now, this is from the description of Danny Phantom. I'm just going to read it verbatim. I don't get it, man. It's a fucking cartoon. I tried so hard to get it, but it's very important that you guys understand that this is a very important cartoon for this case, because this is the reason why he did it. Because of this one girl in this cartoon. I don't personally get it. I didn't watch this stuff when I was growing up. I did watch a little Pokemon, but I didn't get obsessed with it. Danny Phantom is an American animated action-adventure television series created by Butch Hartman for Nickelodeon. The series follows Danny Fenton. The series follows Danny Fenton, a teenage boy who, after an accident with an unpredictable portal between the human world and the ghost zone, becomes a human-ghost hybrid and takes on the task of saving his town and the world from subsequent ghost attacks. It's a fucking cartoon. Anyway, I want you guys to see this now because this is the fucking reason he did this. We're going to get back to it. Trust me. But I wanted you guys to see this now. All right. Any questions so far?
No, I do remember that cartoon, but I don't think I watched it. Like, it was on
I think it was
Nickelodeon.
after our time.
It was like right at the precipice of our teenagehood, so it was kind of a little bit after the cartoons we were watching.
We're going to get to that, but first we got to get through, because what you're seeing now on the screen is Ember's Ghost Squad. That is a channel that Randy Stair had created. This is his brand, piggybacking off the Danny Phantom.
Oh, okay.
Ember is that girl in the center there. That is who Randy Stair falls in love with, that cartoon. She uses her guitar to zap ghost or whatever. I don't know.
In the cartoon.
But it's very important you guys understand this, because this is the reason he killed people, because of this cartoon. But he creates his own version of the cartoon, kind of like what do you call it? Not fan art, but
fan fiction.
Fan fiction. Yeah, like our one friend. So our one friend has this fan fiction. It's Sonic the Hedgehog, but he's basically fucking everything.
What? I don't know this friend. Do I know this friend?
You do know this friend.
I like him. He's a really cool dude. But he is serious about this Sonic the Hedgehog just having sex with everyone. You know, Tails was like the girlfriend of Sonic.
Yeah.
It's like real graphic.
It's like 50 Shades of Grey meets Sonic the Hedgehog, right?
Yeah, and it's real fucking graphic. And he'll write these stories about Sonic plowing all these hedgehogs and shit. It's fan fiction. Anyway, the guy, Randy Stair, is doing the same thing, but not sexual. But I don't get it, but he's taking a cartoon and creating another cartoon or another storyline with the characters. That's what's fan fiction about it, right?
I mean, I feel like a lot of fan fiction accounts are sexual, but I don't recognize this friend. But that's not a story for right now.
We will tell you later.
All right, let's talk about how he gets started on YouTube. And let's try to figure out who the hell this guy is. Let's try to figure out who the hell this guy is. You've already seen his face. You're probably wondering who he is. 2008, he starts Pioneers Production on YouTube. That's his channel. He does have one channel before that, but it's not very big. Pioneers Production is his attempt to get YouTube stardom, if you will. He does little skits that are like parody, and he references this other channel which has like 40 fucking million viewers, and I don't get it. Smosh, correct me if I'm wrong. Smosh, something. They do little parody skits. It's not my type of comedy. I don't really get it. Do you guys know what that is?
Yeah,
It's fucking. Anyway, let's look at the actual. In this, it didn't load, so I gotta look at this. This is his channel right here. So he starts out by creating a few characters. There's himself as Randy Stair, and then 2 other characters. One is named Froggy, which he finds this little frog at a supermarket. He cleans it up, and then it's a part of his channel. Now, listen, guys, if you guys don't get this, neither do I. I don't understand why kids do this. I don't. I really tried. I just don't get it.
Can you remind me how old he is?
At this point, he's 15, but he continues this channel until he's 20, I believe.
And how old was he when this?
He was 24 when he shot up the supermarket. This is the Pioneers production. This is what he was putting out on YouTube. And I guess he got a pretty good following. His channel's not there now, so I can't tell exactly how many people were watching it. But I know he built up an audience.
I don't care. I'm setting you straight, even if it kills me and sets the house on fire. I've got to do it!
You have got to be kidding me! I'm a fucking frog! You want me to get educated?
I've had it up to here with your attitude, your manners, your...
Yeah, you guys are looking at the same thing I'm looking at. I don't fucking get it. So he had one and this was Pioneer's production. He had one do you guys like this or not? You guys interested?
It's interesting for sure.
All right. You sure you like this?
Yeah.
He had one character, Froggy. The other one was Well. Apparently, he was having an affair with Well. Now, these are toys that he found. He found Froggy in the Weiss supermarket, and when he was 18. Oh shit! That's us. What the fuck? 1 second. Sorry, guys.
Very good.
Oh, that's not it. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find this fucking video here. This is it. This is the other character right here. This is Whale. It's I'll put all his videos on YouTube, or I'll put all his videos on Talkmore.com. You guys can watch them if you want.
You mean you still haven't told them about us?
What? No! There is no us!
So I don't get the comedy. Do you?
I mean,
my
from
thing.
that 3-second clip, it's hard to tell, but
I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
go with no.
yeah.
All right. Anyway, sorry. Maybe I didn't put the right clips in there.
No, I'm just saying. I think if you don't get it, yeah, we don't get it either.
I mean,
Right.
It's like using stuffed animals and trying to make and figurines and making jokes.
Like ventriloquism, but you don't know how to use a puppet.
I don't know. Anyway, 2008, he starts Pioneer Productions. He started this when he was 15. Quote, back then I was a 15-year-old, but in reality, I was really a 12-year-old, end quote. This is coming from his videos. So after he shuts down Pioneer's production, and I did the bunny ears for that, he starts a new channel, but he closes down Pioneer's production by killing off his characters and then doing like an anthology series, a kind of look back at his few years doing Pioneer's production so he can create his new channel, which we're about to talk about. But first, all right,
That's deep. I mean, you're gonna kill off your other characters.
Yeah. That's what I want you guys to see. It's really deep. Is a 15-year-old making these channels? Let's be honest. Not a lot of people were watching them.
Right.
Not a lot of people, but he did have a semi-audience. I would say maybe 5,000 people. Let's say. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers.
Right.
But let's say 5,000 people were watching him. So he started that when he was 15. When he was 18 years old, he decided there was a couple things that happened to him when he was getting out of his teens that made him change his perception on his content that he was creating. But to do that, he had to kill off his 2 characters. His 2 characters were Froggy and Well. That was he made. I'm telling you, he made video like a lot of fucking videos with these stuffed animal things, right? These fucking things. I do not get it. He made a lot of videos with them. He got a small audience, but now he's got to kill them off because he's going to start a new channel. So this is him killing off his
previous characters.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, I'm trying to. I can't hardly see.
Why are you doing this?
Because she told me to.
Whoa.
That's dark.
Yeah, he actually severs his thumb in this by accident. He had to get 3 surgeries. I know. I think it was his pinky finger. I can't remember. He actually severs his finger in this, doing this, and he has to get a few surgeries to fix it. But yeah, he kills off his character because, and let me go through the timeline. I know this is hard for us 30 fucking something year olds to fucking understand, but
Ugh, I hate that term, even though it's true for all of us.
Yeah.
in February 2012 is when things really started to change. Now, I'm pulling all of this from his own words. He did a whole series about himself growing up and all his troubles and all this shit. To be honest, and I'm not trying to be mean, sounds like he had a fucking great life. Just saying. Anyway, February 2012. A car accident happened from a senior in high school. So a senior in high school that he also barely knew was in a car accident. And it was a fatal car accident. The kid died. His brother, so Randy Stair this is confusing. I know it's confusing. Randy Stair's younger brother was actually in the same class with him. For some reason, February 2012, when this kid had died as a senior in a car accident, when Randy Stair was already in college, he was in a technical college doing his classes. This event of this random student in high school getting in a car accident and dying is a thing that started him into his darkness. He knew this kid barely, but he didn't talk to him. He wasn't friends with him at all. He just was a kid at his high school, which I remember, dude, there was like 3 kids before I graduated that had died in fucking car accidents. You know what I'm saying? Like how, and this is the first time I'm thinking about it since being in high school. Is that kind of like telling you this kid's psychology a little bit?
Well, I mean, it depends on the size of your high school. Like I remember when I was in high school, there was a senior who passed away in a car, but not a car accident. He had like a heart something. He had some type of physical attack, and he passed away. And that was the only person who died while the 4 years that I was in high school. So it was a major event, especially coming from a very small high school. So if you're in a high school with 2,000 to 3,000 people, it's going to affect you, but it's not going to affect you the same way that a high school with 200 people in your graduating class is going to affect you. Like last year at the high school that I work at, there was a student who passed away. He had a heat stroke and he was a junior, and it affected people. But today,
was he drinking energy drinks? Because that is a huge thing with these kids, man. They're dying. They're drinking all these fucking monsters, and they're sitting out in the sun.
You're one to talk.
No, I know, but this is a thing. These high school kids are killing themselves.
I couldn't tell you that specific. I do know he went to that he went to football practice, had a heat stroke, and then went home and passed away. That was last year. But I don't want to see people. I don't want to. I definitely do not want to say that people forgot about it. But in a class of 500 plus people, versus a school of that size plus maybe 500 to 1,000 people. It just kind of depends on the circumstances. So yeah, that could affect him as a recent graduate, especially if his younger brother was friends with him or knew the student who passed away in a car accident. It just kind of depends on the circumstances. Like death, sadly, is something that does affect high schoolers.
All right, so he starts to blame this random car wreck of this high school student on his grades starting to slip in college. Quote, I started doing shitty in all my classes, end quote, because of this. This is also the reason that he wanted to push to change his old channel, to end his old channel and start a new one. He didn't know what yet. January 2013, we're fast forwarding 1 year. Quote, it was the ultimate demise of my mind, end quote. Another kid in one of his college classes was also killed in a car crash. And when he found out about it, that was the ultimate demise of his mind. So he started making the dark horror comedy skits. They started to get darker. That's where you see him stabbing the frog and stuff like that. So that was the ultimate demise of his mind. 1 month later, February 2013, he himself gets in a car accident. This guy just needs to stay out of cars. What shitty luck with automobiles. Anyway, in 2013, in February, he gets in a car accident. He is sandwiched between two cars. His car is totaled in a parking lot. Quote, that sent me into an area that I've never really been before, where I started to get ideas like never before, end quote. I'm going to be fucking honest, dude. Seriously? For real? That is fucking pushing you over the edge? You wouldn't fucking last a goddamn day in fucking Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. Holy tits, man. Are you fucking kidding me? You wouldn't last a fucking minute going through some of the shit that I went through. Not only me, but a lot of the other people that have seen a lot more than me. You wouldn't last a fucking second.
Yep.
A fucking second, dude. Holy fuck. The reason I'm saying that is because these kids on this internet are idolizing this guy now, and that's what he wanted, obviously, but they're trying to keep Ember's Ghost Squad alive, and
I don't understand it
I don't
at all.
fucking either, man. I don't either. Half of his videos are of him singing emo songs in the car. Oh, my emotions. I'm not making fun of him, but dude, goddamn, you gonna fucking kill people and go into a spiral because some guy you barely knew died in a fucking car accident? Are you fucking serious? What the fuck is wrong with these people? It's these fucking kids these days, man. It's the fucking kids. What's wrong with these fucking goddamn kids?
Well, they don't know how to process their emotions.
Fuck.
If you want a real answer, that's exactly what it is. They don't know how to deal with the situations that are going on in life. They don't know. And if it's parents that think that, oh, they can work it out themselves, no, they need some help with it. They need help processing their emotions. They need help. Understanding. They need to. It's sad. I mean, I have students who are afraid to be in high school because of the amount of people that are there in COVID in the past couple of years. They don't know how to adjust to being in their school.
Man. It's all, and you just gotta you can't say anything nowadays, and it's just gotta, man, fuck this shit, dude. Like, fucking grow some goddamn skin, man. We should do what Israel does and make every motherfucker in this country serve at least 2 years in the military. That'd toughen some fucking people up. This shit, you want to see some bullshit? This is Randy Stair. This is the motherfucker that was killing people. This guy right here. Look at this fucking video.
Brings back memories, doesn't it? What happened? Whoever
he was
would
24
have thought
when he did this?
That a cartoon character would cause this to happen.
No.
You caused this to happen, you piece of shit.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Ah!
Fucking exactly. No one caused this but you, motherfucker. You should have fucking just killed yourself and not fucked with anyone else. Holy fuck,
Yeah,
dude. Jesus.
A cartoon
fuck.
had nothing to
thanks
do
to
with your
Amber.
mental illness. It's an excuse
Amber
for you.
changed everything. All goes back to her.
He's,
No, it doesn't all go back to her.
it goes back to fucking
You're
you.
looking for someone to blame.
I know. God fucking damn it. Take goddamn response of fucking goddamn ability, motherfucker.
She's more than just a cartoon.
Nope, she's just a
Let me tell you.
cartoon.
Not in one of
She's
these.
actually just a cartoon.
Not in one of these videos does he ever mention the 3 people he plans to kill for fucking months. Besides when he talks about, oh shit, I don't know if this one guy is going to transfer to a management position. It's going to mess up my plans. But he talks about his whole life growing up, how my daddy was so mean to me. He lives in a big fucking house in Pennsylvania. His mama, his daddy, they work hard and they're fucking raising this piece of shit. Fuck this
I'm gonna
guy,
be dead.
man. Look at this shit.
Before next week ends, I'll be dead. Legit dead.
Well, good.
Thank you for all the late
motherfucker.
nights. Thank you for all the live streams. Thank you
hate
for
this
all of your
shit,
support, all of your feedback, no matter how good or bad it was. And I hope I've helped make a difference for you.
Narcissist.
And sadly, I'll never know
motherfucker.
all the lives I've touched, all the lives I've changed. Helped change, rather. I'll never know.
I shudder to think about
Well,
whose life you fucking changed,
alright.
dude.
Dude, it's the fucking mindset.
Is this the video before he goes
This
and
is
kills
it.
people?
Yes, it's the fucking mindset of this new generation. They don't fucking think about anybody but their fucking selves. It's, this is my legacy. This is, yada, yada, yada. What about the mother that you fucking ripped away from her daughter? You shouldn't be idolized. You should be fucking demonized. You're a piece of fucking shit, okay? You can't blame, and he blames mental illness a lot. Oh, fucking the Columbine shooters, I'm sympathetic because they had mental illness. Did they know that it was wrong to fucking go into school and shoot up all these fucking kids? Did you know it was wrong to go into a fucking grocery store, take a shotgun and shoot a mother and a veteran and a fucking granddad? Did you know that? You did? Oh, well then you can't fucking blame mental illness, you piece of fucking trash.
I do have to say, though, at the same time as all this is going on, while I do not support his goals or whatever is going on, like, was his family even, like, did they offer any psychological help? Like, did they know that he was suffering? Like, what was going on? Like, he needs, like,
He wasn't.
people like this, and not necessarily just him, but like even the people in his comments that are viewing, that are supporting him, it's so hard because you see, I mean, especially in my role, you see students who are struggling with mental illness and struggling with thoughts of self-harm or destruction, and they don't know the resources that they have.
Yeah, but
And
that
this is
the
even
reason,
almost
man.
10 years ago.
That's the thinking that drives me crazy. Oh, if I just had the resources, I wouldn't have fucking ripped 3 people away from fucking Earth. It's because society. If society didn't fail me, you made the fucking decision. Every motherfucker in this planet knows that you shouldn't go fucking shoot people with a shotgun. Okay? It's one thing to kill yourself, but fuck. I mean, mental illness or not, man. I'm just saying, dude. This pisses me.
I mean,
the fuck
even
off.
if
I'm not
like
giving
people, even if people are leaving comments though, like, what's he gonna like? Okay, someone's gonna leave a comment and say like, you should really get help. You can't guarantee that he's gonna read the comment or see he's gonna
or
do
even
anything.
if he does see the comment, it's
But-
like, okay, well,
But that's
not actionable.
That's pushing it off on society. So a lot of the articles I read was like, oh, we should have seen the signs. He uploaded all the, and I'll go through his Twitter, but he basically says he's going to shoot up and all this stuff. Oh, society should have done a better job in seeing that he had trouble. All this stuff. Well, you know what? Society has their own shit to fucking deal with, man. I have shit I got to goddamn deal with all goddamn
But you know
day.
what?
I'm not going to fucking watch out with this guy. How about you don't fucking go shoot up a goddamn supermarket?
But you
like
know what?
everyone else is taught not to do.
But here's the thing that is very troubling is that his supporters and people that view his videos are probably people that empathize with him who don't know how to get the resources for proper help.
And also
who
probably
don't
encouraging
want
him,
who
unfortunately.
are encouraging him because they're agents of chaos or who are sarcastic as fuck and don't really think that he's going to go through with it. There were, I mean, yes, society
and
did.
if he was 12 or 10 years old, then I can understand that. But he's 24 years old when he
Even
shot up
if
the
he was
supermarket.
12 or 24 years old, it doesn't fucking matter. If you are, I mean, if you're posting this content on the website, I don't care how old you are. Like, there's someone
Yeah,
who
but
is
you
going
can't
to see it.
expect society to take the burden for that.
I'm not saying that.
Because
I'm
that
saying
just pushes
society
it off
failed.
on
I
but it's
agree
not
with you.
society failed. This guy fucking failed.
He did.
Not society. It's not our responsibility to fucking keep tabs on all these fucking people.
No, it's not all of our responsibility to keep tabs on these people. But it's just it's.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. This
It's
guy,
very frustrating.
From what I've seen, this guy had a fucking great life. A fucking great life. You should see his shooting range that he has at his house. He's got like 10 acres of that motherfucker. Nice area in Pennsylvania. You know what? Whatever, man. Dude, there's a lot of kids I went to school with that were bullied. You don't see them on the news. Why not? Because they didn't go shoot up anyone. You know, they're whatever. Even at the lowest case, they're working construction. They hate their life. But you know what? They're not fucking murderers because they're not going to do that. Anyway, god damn it. I hate this fucking shithead. Here's another video of him hating his dad. It's just fucking narcissist, man. I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to get off on a tangent. I just fucking hate this shit. He kills a mother.
I just became this evil, dark ghoul. I just became this evil, dark.
Sorry, Jen. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say. I'm sorry. I won't cut
I
you
don't
off.
even remember.
No, just say it.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Honestly, I don't remember.
I'm just pissed off. This motherfucker just... This is what's wrong with fucking society, man. This shit is just...
Ghoul. The warning signs were always there.
This is before the warning signs were always there. You know you're gonna do something
so
wrong.
someone, I mean, like, not only did he fail, but like, if he has, how many viewers did you say? Thousands or
yeah,
hundreds?
but that's the problem when you say, oh, you can't just blame this guy. 110% of the blame should be on this asshole.
It should.
But it's not when you say, well, society should have seen the signs. Motherfucker, you knew what you did. You
Yeah.
planned it for months. It's not society's fault. But in this video right here, he's saying the warning signs were there. Y'all should have caught it. It's not my fault. But that's the fucking view of this new generation.
But I agree with you though, because he is the one that carried out this crime. But at the same time, how many people
Here, talk
watch
to the mic.
this? How many people watch this video?
I mean,
How many people reported something that was going on? Even his best friend.
I don't report.
I don't care who it is. His best friend.
What are you
knew
gonna
that he had-
report? What are you gonna report? Oh, this guy is talking crazy. He ain't saying I'm gonna
You
be
can
here.
do a wellness check. I mean, even if you check in with them personally, like, hey, like, what the fuck is going on? You're talking about all this darkness and this sadness. Like, you can be there for a support for them. He's clearly struggling with something. Excuse me. I am not excusing his behavior at all. He fucked up. He murdered people. Oh, I got the hiccups. But like, someone who is watching this, I'm not putting the whole responsibility, excuse me, on them, but they should.
Jesus Christ, you all right?
Yeah, I got the hiccups. I don't know what's wrong with me.
They're probably nothing but kids watching this shit. I'm not trying to be mean, but
I mean, like, he has.
I mean, who
But
does?
I'm just going to say, yes, people who are watching could have done something, but ultimately it's his own fucking responsibility to not go shoot up a grocery store.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Instead, he's broadcasting his intent and probably maybe hoping somebody cares enough to say something to
that's
him.
The thing.
And you know what? They fucking don't. And that's not on the people that are watching because they probably don't take it all that seriously.
No, you're right. You're
and
absolutely
no one cares
right.
about anyone. Let me just tell you.
No,
Dude,
you care about your fucking self.
You care
I'm
about
sorry.
yourself. That's how you survive, motherfucker. If I wanted to kill myself, I'm not going to say, oh my God, I'm thinking about killing myself, and then hoping one of you lovely, lovely people out there will come comfort me, okay? Because I know that might not fucking happen.
Right.
And I don't want to put my life on that shit. Not that I don't love you guys and that I don't think you guys would do that or wouldn't come forward and tell me, because Marty has. Thank you, Marty. But I'm saying I'm not going to put my fucking life on it. You know what I'm saying? No one cares about you. No one cares about me. No one cares about Nicole. No one cares about Jen. Well, a lot of people care about Jen. Don't fuck with Jen. I'm sorry, Jen. I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I'm just...
No, but it's...
Your views are so much different than mine, but just go ahead and tell us everything now that your hiccups are gone.
I just think that, I mean, he's out there and saying, like, here are the warning signs. You saw the warning signs. And
it's a cry for help.
It is a cry for help. And I'm not putting the responsibility on anyone else.
It's not necessarily a cry for help. It's a cry for fucking attention.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right.
Yeah. Jen is the what do you call it? The sympathetic one. I know I'm hard. I'm sorry. That's contrasting viewpoints. But yeah, it's good to have both viewpoints.
But I'm not saying he's in the right at all. I just want to put that out there. I'm not saying he's in the right. He's not. I mean, he fucking killed a bunch of people, and I'm not putting the responsibility on those who are watching. But it seems like it's almost sad to me that he didn't have an outlet, either a friend or a parent or someone, a trusted adult at school or at work, someone that he could share his pain with, but he felt comfortable enough broadcasting it on YouTube, hoping that someone would be like, hey, like, are you okay, man? Yeah, that's fucking sad. But at the end of the day, Nicole's right. Like, he did that. He did whatever he did, you know?
The kid, I'm going to be honest, looking at even the sound quality of his videos, he does have talent, and he could have done something great, even though the project he was working on wasn't getting much traction. That's just how it is. But he did have the, I guess, the time. Let's be honest, he didn't have dates or friends or anything. He sat there, and I get it, man, because I sit there on the computer all the time and edit and try to make the best and best and best. So he could have made something fucking great. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, he took this road instead. And I mean, maybe if he just killed himself, then I would be more sympathetic. But you fucking kill other people, man. Not cool, dude.
I mean, it's not cool to kill yourself either.
Yeah, I know, but it's not cool to kill a mother.
Oh, well,
most
mother. Certainly that's not cool. I'm not excusing that. I'm just saying
there's a 16-minute obituary video on the mother. It's just pictures and music. I'll link to it on talkmore.com. It'll change. It's basically showing her in like all of her happy states. It's a regular person, a 28-year-old mother who just her main mission in life is for her child. It's so sad. The fact that
always there.
I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm bitching.
They were there from the beginning. It's the truth. It's the honest to goddess truth. And you heard me right. I said goddess. I didn't say God. I said goddess. But I don't believe in God. I believe in a goddess, which is Ember. Dad can drop f***ing dead. I'm your f***ing kid, and you don't know anything about me. You don't know how I truly feel about anything, and I can't tell you that stuff. And then all he f***ing seemed to care about was, like, me getting a full-time job and making money and then trying to move out of the f***ing house and start my own life and all this shit.
You sound like
Well,
an 18-year-old.
that's kind of common if you're 25 and living with your parents, probably.
But I mean, yes, I agree with that. But at the same
Nicole,
time,
how was your dad to you?
I was just gonna say, you don't see me shooting up anybody. I'm quite successful and have been living on my own since the day I moved out from high school. So,
you know what?
There's that.
Kudos to that. And you know what? Yeah, I don't have a perfect relationship with my dad either. But you know what? That's that. But on another level, like here's another example of him, reaching out for something. And I'm not saying this to be sympathetic with the killer. I am not. I'm just trying to take this from a mental health professional. And you know what? He's reaching out for something, and you wish that he would have talked about this with a trained professional.
Yeah,
instead
100%. He should have a counselor.
Absolutely. And
A therapist. Mhm.
Absolutely, because if he had someone to talk to, even it was a school counselor, a principal, a teacher, a coach, like a therapist outside of school, a boss at his job, if he, had someone to talk to about this, maybe this wouldn't have happened. But he clearly was saving his trauma for the YouTube videos to gain views. And then that's fucked up. That's FUBAR. That is FUBAR. And I know that John will say I'm not using that term correctly, but I'm using
more
it.
for like soldiers get blown up with IEDs.
Correct. It is, but you know what? It is fucked up. But you know what? It's just I don't know. You know what? It's
right,
like
let's
he
get on
has
with it.
trauma that he needs to deal with, and he's not dealing with it.
Let's fucking barrel through this shit because your dog is fucking starving. I can tell.
Oh, poor buddy. I hear him, but he's not coming in because he's good. He also doesn't know that there's a door into this wall.
All right, so Goddess, who he was talking about, was this Ember. She is the hot chick right there with the guitar. I mean, it's not even like hentai shit. If it's hentai, maybe you can understand. But so this is him. This is a photo of him going into the supermarket. So you see he.
So it's daylight now.
Oh, what the fuck? That's not him then. What the fuck? That was on one of these sites that said it was him. That's not him. That can't be him if it's daylight.
Huh.
No, that's not even the right fucking gun. I'm sorry. That's not the right fucking picture. That was on fucking dailymail.com. That was on the Daily Mail site. I pulled that fucking site. I'm sorry, guys. That is obviously not the fucking right shit. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, this is him right here. He was wearing this shirt. It's our time to rise, which is... You should feed him. Seriously.
You want me to go?
Just let's finish this episode first.
So this is what he wore when he went to shoot up the supermarket. It's our time to rise, which is kind of ironic to me because I think that's the University of Phoenix logo. Time to rise or rise above or some bullshit. I don't know.
I mean,
I didn't really pay
anything to
attention.
do with like something that's mythological or phoenixes, you just associate with the University of Phoenix, so it's fine.
This is him getting
I
his
got
guns.
it! I fucking got it! 2 Mossberg 500 shotguns! Fucking got it! It's on the back seat back there somewhere. I don't know if you can see it, but fucking got it. 2. I now have 2. 2 pump action 12 gauge shotgun Mossberg 500s. This one's 18.5 inches on the barrel. The other one was 20. 20.5. One of the two. I don't know. But I fucking got it.
There's a YouTube video out there that somebody made because a lot of his videos show him target practicing. He is fucking terrible. He's a terrible shot.
And this just makes me sad.
But it's
like he's so excited for this, and it just makes me upset, like personally.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty. Anyway, let's get through this. I'm gonna not go through that whole video, but let's skip forward to the next slide. This is his Twitter feeds of this girl named Ember,
Which is a cartoon character.
So all of these Twitter accounts or whatever you call them, they're all him. So Ember's Ghost Squad is him. And it's his brand. He would make all these cartoons, which I'm not going to play because we ain't got time. But he would make all these cartoons with Ember's Ghost Squad. Go feed the dog, man.
No, let's finish the episode.
No, dude, he's whining. You can hear it on the thing.
You go ahead. I got you.
All right, so Ember's Ghost Squad was him. He would make all these cartoons, fan fiction about Danny Phantom and this one specific girl named Ember. And he would make, I mean, he was really talented with it. That was the thing. He would make all these cartoons with his computer or whatever. And he was actually really talented. I'm not going to lie. But all these Instagram, or what are they called? Twitters? All these Twitters are him. So
Tweets.
even the tweets, they're him, even though they got different names. So he would interact with himself as different characters. So for instance, Harmony Ingram, a Twitter, one of the ghosts, one of the Ember's ghosts, said, bitch, don't cry, I make others cry. If there's any, and then another one says, if there's anyone who, I mean, they're just talking back and forth.
But it's all him.
But it's all him. He's liking his own.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. Anyway, the newspapers say, well, why didn't anyone see this? Is because he would say something like, 17 days is your calendar marked. Hashtag EGS, hashtag big things, hashtag June 7th, hashtag DEKHA, which I couldn't figure out what that was.
Was that when he killed the people?
Yeah. So here's some more. I mean, guys, this is
Ready to Die, the Westboro High Massacre.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. He started posting right before, a few days before, the Westboro High Massacre. I think he was trying to get people to think he was going to shoot up a school or his local school. I don't really get that. I don't really understand why he did that. But he kept saying that, are you ready for this day? Are you ready for this day? Are you ready for this day? And keep in mind, he's been playing this for months. It's June 6th. Ember's Ghost Squad on Twitter says, you don't want to miss this. It's going to be historic. I hope you all enjoyed tomorrow's video. Be on the lookout for it around 11:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is the video that you just saw about. That was his suicide video or whatever, you know. He posts that right before he walks back into the grocery store. So he does his duties, goes back out to his car, blocks the exit, posts that video, and then goes back in and shoots everyone up. So this is his Ember Ghost Squad suicide tapes. And guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put all this on talkmore.com. It's really a lot. It's kind of more confusing than anything. But so he posts his suicide tapes, and I have all those if you guys want to see those. This is a photo of him right here with his pump action shotgun. So any questions so far?
No.
All right, let's go through the timeline real quick. I know it's kind of running late, but I'm pulling this timeline from the Times Leader, June 9th, 2017. Randy Stair started his scheduled shift. And I should say, at this time, he's not going by Randy Stair anymore. He's going by Andrew Blaze. Anyway. He starts his shift at 11 p.m., normal duties. He starts blocking all the exit doors at 11:37. CCTV shows him leaving the store and returning to his car. He moves his car to the building to block the emergency exit. He fires over, or he grabs a 100 rounds, including the duffel bag with both pump action shotguns. He re-enters the store at 12:41. He locks the door behind him. He also, and he starts shooting the three people that he planned to shoot. He also does, quote, extensive damage to the interior by, quote, shooting up different aisles and counters, end quote. Now, this is an interesting phenomenon that I've seen not only in this case, but I've seen in a couple others too. I don't know if we have actually talked about this, but it's kind of insane. And I want to blame video games, movies, whatever the fuck you want to blame. It's kind of an interesting phenomenon. I don't know what it's called, but he actually shot propane tanks thinking that they would explode. And if you watch his videos of him target practicing at his house, he shoots propane tanks and they don't explode. But I've seen this a few times where these mass shooters try to shoot propane tanks and they just think they're going to explode. It doesn't work like that at all. If you shoot, you remember I told you the other day, Nicole, that when
the car,
like if a car flies off a cliff or hits a tree, like you see in a movie, 99.9% of the time, it's not going to fucking explode. The conditions aren't right for it to explode. For instance, if you you get them? Pot pie?
No, I gave him a couple of soups of the rice and then 2 eggs and some peanut butter.
Nice.
So, Jim, we're talking about this interesting phenomenon that I keep seeing, and not only this case, but young mass shooters or whatever will shoot propane tanks hoping that they will explode. And it's the same thing you see in movies where the car crashes in a tree and explodes.
Right.
That doesn't happen.
No.
You can't shoot a propane tank with a regular bullet and it explode. It doesn't. The physics aren't there.
Right.
There's a couple things you need for a propane tank to explode. And the fact that he's a YouTuber and couldn't look this up himself is beyond me.
Yeah.
And the fact that he has videos of him target practicing at his own house, shooting a propane tank and it not exploding kind of makes me think he's, I don't know, dumb or something. But anyway, a propane tank will not explode if you shoot it. That does not happen because there's a couple things you need. What starts a fire? What do you need to ignite something? You need oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
A propane tank is sealed with nothing but propane.
Correct.
The oxygen isn't introduced until the bullet enters the propane tank, but the bullet is going so fast that by the time it exits, then the oxygen comes in behind it. You also need an ignition source.
Mm-hmm.
So a bullet could potentially do that if it was hot enough.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's no oxygen in it when the bullet's gone. A propane tank just being shot outright with a bullet will never explode. Doesn't happen. But for some reason, kids think that. And he wrote extensively about how he was planning to do that. He says in one of his online journals that he wants to get a cage full of propane tanks outside of the store, shoot them, and cause, quote, mass destruction. Quote, if I find the key, it changes everything, end quote. It doesn't work like that. The only way a propane tank will explode is if you have an incendiary round that will ignite as soon as it hits the surface.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only way it's going to explode.
Unless you have like a seal of like some accelerant surrounding the propane tanks that you're shooting, and then that heat goes into the tank.
Well, yeah, if a fire comes up and burns it, yeah, it'd explode. But I'm talking about just shooting a propane tank.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But these kids, they think that is how the world works. It doesn't work like that.
Well,
And
Hollywood works that way.
But the fact that this kid not only tried it himself in multiple videos and it didn't work, and he's a YouTuber and couldn't even fucking look that shit up, which there's a lot of videos on YouTube about guys shooting goddamn propane tanks and not exploding. Why the fuck didn't you look that up? Why did you think that would work in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
That makes me think you're a fucking idiot, man.
Right.
Well, he is that.
But if you see a car on a movie that crashes into a tree, is not going to fucking explode. You remember that Family Guy where like the horse fucking explodes? It's the same shit.
Yep.
On May 22nd, he writes, quote, "Get pissed, gear up, have fun," end quote. The last entry on June 5th, quote, "I'm so ready to die. 2 more full nights and that's it. I've officially accepted that Wednesday night will be the death of me," end quote. At 12:37, he sends his mother what Jeff Mitchell, the Wyoming County DA, says, quote, "was basically a suicide note," end quote. But he sends his mother that note, but his mother was asleep, didn't see it. He ends up firing 59 shots. 49 live unfired rounds were found throughout the store. And let's see, I got a few more real quick videos. Let's see. And then we'll be done. I know this is long, guys. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
This has gone way too fucking long. Let me go back to this Ember thing real quick. I don't really get it, but I want to at least put it in the podcast. He did this. Let me break it down real quick. Randy Stair wasn't religious, but he did believe in fate contracts. So everyone is put on earth for a reason, for a purpose. And once you carry out that purpose, then you can go to heaven or wherever the fuck. I know we didn't get into the fucked up world of this guy that much, but in his mind, heaven was the Ember's ghost squad. Even though he created this whole fan fiction himself, he actually thought that he was going to die and join his girlfriend. And yes, I said his girlfriend is
The
love
cartoon?
Yeah, the cartoon. Here, just watch this.
Oh, you see that in the background of these pictures.
Yeah, it's creepy as fuck.
I just kept looking at her, and it's like she got it. She understood me. I
This is Ember he's talking about.
understood her. We had feelings for each other, and it was way more than just a simple connection. It was life-changing. I went into a zone that I had never really been in before.
Well, it's a cartoon, so that's kind of weird.
I mean, I've had feelings about a real person
I
like
mean,
that.
like I'm
but-
saying, dude, hentai, if she's getting butt nakes, showing, you know, them hentai, they got some big old titties, but I'm just saying. Nicole's looking at me like she's gonna stab me in the neck.
This
Nicole looks concerned.
This close to my baby. Well, Ember was my baby. She's not my baby anymore. She's my queen. Mackenzie's my baby. Mackenzie, baby.
Actually, the shotguns were called Rachel and Mackenzie. He actually named his shotguns. Guys, there's more we can go in, but I'm done, man. We got way off track. I'm sorry.
Humanity is disappointing. I'm just gonna say it.
Fuck. I wanted to go into the victims and everything. It's just gone on way too long, honestly. But what do you guys think? Is that good enough to stop it for this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Sorry, guys. We got kind of drunk, got way off track here.
It's confusing.
This episode alone was 3 hours. We gotta.
Was it?
Yeah, we've been recording since 3 hours. But anyway, that is the Randy Staircase. Thank you, Malachi, for requesting that. We'll see you next time. This is Talk Maybe Podcast. My name's John. I'm here with Jen and Nicole. Until next time, good night, you lovely, lovely people.